Hypothyroidism, Hashimoto's, and adrenal fatigue go hand in hand together. So in today's video, I'm giving you a 5-step action plan to help you start feeling more energy in a matter of days so you can finally feel that flow, that vibrancy in your body and be able to exercise more and achieve more. Let's get started. Hey, Yulia Tabith here, and together with my husband Paul Tabith, we are certified holistic nutritionists at rossumhealthy.com, helping you create healthy hormones, healthy energy levels, and the body of your dreams completely naturally. If you are new to this channel, feel free to subscribe, hit the bell so you can stay up to date with our latest videos. Now, the strategies that I'm sharing with you here are the same strategies that helped me go from almost bedridden with adrenal fatigue to finally reversing it, becoming an athlete, running a full marathon, conceiving our daughter, balancing my hormones, reversing Hashimoto's, reversing hypothyroidism symptoms, recovering from many other conditions, and being able to live my best life ever. And be sure to stay right to the end of the video, because in strategy 5, I'm going to be explaining why you have unexplained adrenal fatigue that's not showing on tests, that doctors cannot understand, and how you can finally reverse that so you can reclaim that energetic body and energetic life. Before we dive into the strategy, I'd like to invite you to download our free hormone reset plan. So it's an ebook that's been created to help you optimize the health of your hormones and give you powerful strategies, tools, and also recipes to start feeling better in a matter of days. So if you want to get access to it, go to the link in the description section and grab your copy. Okay, so what are some of the simplest ways to test your adrenal health? Well, there are 2 tests that can show you. First one is going to be 9 a.m. cortisol. So literally you go into your test your cortisol levels at 9 a.m. in the morning in the fasted state. And the second one is going to be adrenal saliva test. So you collect saliva during the day, you send it to the lab, and the lab sends you results. And that's one of the ways to assess your adrenal glands. In order for your adrenal glands to function correctly, you need cortisol. However, in order for your body to produce enough cortisol, you need other hormones, including sufficient amount of an active T3 hormone, which is your thyroid hormone. So first you need to produce enough thyroid hormones, and then this process carries on and eventually produce enough cortisol. So you have to have sufficient amount of thyroid hormones in the first place. And what will happen if you don't have sufficient amount of hormones, if your T3 is too low, and if your TSH is out of balance, if your T4 is out of balance, is that your body will start overly stimulating your adrenal glands so that they produce more cortisol, because cortisol is not being produced, sufficient amount of cortisol is not being produced because your thyroid is out of whack. And instead, there is that cycle where your body goes out of balance. So it has to produce enough cortisol, your body stimulates the adrenal glands are having to work harder, and you are still not producing enough cortisol. So instead of calling it adrenal fatigue, the right name for it would be adrenal insufficiency. Okay, so let's dive into the 5-step plan to help you overcome adrenal issues if you've got hypothyroidism and Hashimoto's. The first one is making sure that you are optimizing your blood sugar levels. And here is what's true. Your blood sugar levels will start to go out of balance very quickly if you've got hypothyroidism. So know that if you've got hypothyroidism and Hashimoto's, it's going to be a weaker spot in your body, and you have to pay attention to it, because if you don't, then you'll start having insulin sensitivity. The next step is going to be type 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes is unfortunately one of the major killers in our world. This is how I lost my father, and he could have been around to watch his granddaughter grow. So know that you have to get on top of your blood sugar levels, and it is something that you need to prioritize. So how do you do it? Well, you do not need to exclude carbohydrates. It is a big myth. It is something that is causing so many imbalances in so many women in the world who are suffering with hormonal issues. What you need is enough glycogen. So your liver has to have enough glycogen. What is the best source of glycogen for your liver? Fruit, natural carbohydrates. So you need to be eating sufficient amount of healthy whole carbohydrates, sufficient amount of fruit in your diet, and make sure that your diet is balanced. So you're eating a high carbohydrate, low fat, plant foods diet, and that's how you'll be able to balance your blood sugar level. So make sure that you're eating sufficient amount of carbohydrates and healthy carbohydrates in your diet. This is exactly how one of our clients, Judy, was able to reverse her long-term type 2 diabetes. Her blood sugar went from 160 to completely normal range within 6 weeks of her eating more carbs and more fruit than ever. So it is totally possible when you have the right plan to follow. Now, here is the next strategy to help you address adrenal fatigue when you have hypothyroidism and Hashimoto's, and it's to do with lowering your estrogen levels. If you have hypothyroidism, that can cause the rise in the levels of estrogen in your body. Why? Because the liver is not detoxifying properly, because hypothyroidism will affect the health of your liver, and as your T4 is not converting into T3 because your liver is too unhealthy, and also as you are overly producing cortisol in order for your body to be able to function, and that requires your liver health as well. So that's where the body can start going out of balance, and the body is not going to be removing excess estrogen from your body. So what is the way forward? Well, the way forward is for you to address the health of your liver. And again, the health of your liver is going to be built with sufficient amount of glycogen. So making sure that you're balancing fatty liver, so you're moving away from a high fat diet, making sure that you optimize the health of your liver, eat the right diets that help you rebuild your liver. And this is how not only your estrogen can come into balance, we've seen it among so many of our clients, but also your active T3 hormone can increase, and with that increase you'll start feeling a lot more energy in your body. Okay, so the next step in order to help you reverse fatigue with hypothyroidism and Hashimoto's is to address inflammation in your body. And here is what's true. If you've got an autoimmune disease, which is Hashimoto's, and if you've got hypothyroidism, there's an 80% chance, 80 to 90% chance that you've also got Hashimoto's with it. Hashimoto's is an autoimmune disease. And one of the worst things for fueling autoimmune diseases is inflammation in your body. So in order for you to start experiencing more energy, you have to address inflammation in your body. So what's the best way for you to do it? Well, supply your body with enough carotenoids and flavonoids, which are found in plant foods. And also, here is a study that you'll see on the screen that shows that plant foods help you reverse inflammation, whereas animal foods lead to inflammation in your body. So in order for you to reverse inflammation, so you're no longer inflamed, you're no longer having those constant Hashimoto flare-ups, is to address inflammation. And to address inflammation, again, that takes the right dietary switch as your first step. So going in the direction of plant foods and removing animal products as soon as possible. So the fourth step is to do with assessing your life and understanding what are your energy stealers versus energy enhancers. Yes, so if your body is already low, you cannot just keep on lowering it further and further and further. Same goes for your bank account. Yes, so if your bank account is low, you cannot just keep on taking money out of it without putting money into it. And it's the same when it comes to your body. You need to keep on depositing more and more towards your body being able to build that energy. So that will come down to understanding what are your energy stealers when it comes to your diet. What are your energy stealers when it comes to your lifestyle? What are your energy stealers when it comes to your mind, your mindsets, to the things that you're telling yourself, when it comes to certain past traumas that you have experienced, that your body is still processing? What are the energy stealers when it comes to you saying too many yeses to people around you, not prioritizing yourself sufficiently? Okay, so drum rolls, we are on to the fifth strategy to help you rebuild the health of your adrenal glands with hypothyroidism and Hashimoto's. And this strategy is about boosting your levels of T3 hormone. And we've been working with clients for the last 10 years. We've done a lot of blood work analysis. We've helped people go and do their blood tests that their doctors would not ask them about. And what we've discovered over the years is that adrenal fatigue in the majority of cases is to do with low levels of T3 hormone. T3 is an active thyroid hormone, and if your T3 is too low, you will have the same symptoms as people with adrenal insufficiency and adrenal issues. So it's very hard to distinguish between, if you go online and you type fatigue and causes of fatigue and symptoms of fatigue, you'll come across the same symptoms as low level of T3. So if you have not tested your T3 levels, and most doctors will not test T3 unless you ask them for it or you go and do it privately, if your levels are too low, then you need to rebuild your T3 levels. Your T3 levels are going to be rebuilt by you changing your diet and also addressing nutrient deficiencies, because if you've got hypothyroidism, your iron is probably too low. If you are not supplementing with vitamin D and you live in a cold climate, your vitamin D levels are probably also too low. You're probably too low in B12. You are probably also too low in nutrients like B vitamins that you can get from greens. You do not need to supplement unless it's B12 with B vitamins, and you're probably also too low with magnesium, which again you can get from foods. And all these deficiencies are leading to experiencing low levels of T3. Now, there are other issues that can cause low levels of T3, gut imbalances, candida for example. When I was going through my own adrenal issues, I had more questions than answers. I went through from doctor to doctor, naturopath to naturopath, and so many remedies that I've used, and none of them were giving me that answer. And when I tested my T3 levels, I finally found out that my T3 was low, and my adrenal fatigue was caused by low level of T3. So I needed to boost it up, and that's what I did, and that's the plan that I followed in order to start experiencing real changes. And those real changes will come sometimes in a matter of days, believe it or not, despite of you being struggling for it for years, if you have the right plan to follow. So if you start working on reversing these issues step by step, then you will be able to see how your body rebuilds itself. There is no other way around it. If you start going to the root causes of your adrenal issues, of your energy issues, your hypothyroidism issues, your hormonal imbalance issues, your gut health imbalance issues, you will start feeling better. If you start correcting those root causes, you will start reversing the symptoms. You will reclaim that quality of your life. You will start to finally be active. You will be able to deal with stress better. You will be able to recover from anxiety and feel that sense of joy and peace and magic in your life once again, instead of that feeling of just drain and despair where you're just not finding answers. Those answers can be just around the corner, and that amazing transformation that you can go through can be much faster than what you're expecting it to be. So if you would like to discover how our clients are reversing their issues and how they are able, with our help, to reclaim their health, let's hop on a quick 15-minute call. And this is where we'll talk to you. We'll ask you about your issues. If your goal is to work with a coach, we'll see what plan is going to work best for you, and then see how we can help you inside our paid coaching programs. So the link for that is rossomhealthy.com/schedule, and we'll also drop a link in the description section. And if you would like to watch a free masterclass where we dive deeper into the steps to help you reversing your hormonal imbalances, rebuilding your energy, and also losing 10 to 50 pounds of excess weight completely naturally without carbohydrate restriction, the link for that is rossomhealthy.com/webinar. Now, if you enjoyed watching this video, give it thumbs up. Feel free to share it with other ladies who can benefit from it and who are experiencing fatigue, hormonal, or thyroid imbalances. Now, I'm going to link this video to another video where one of our clients, Nydia, is going to share her amazing journey of restoring thyroid imbalances and give you inspiration for achieving similar results. See you there.